Well-meaning Nigerians are relieved to hear that the coalition of uh, political parties in Nigeria has applied for registration of its political party, All Democratic Alliance. Yes, it should be a cheering news because enough is enough of the All Progressives Congress that has been in power since 2015 till date 2025, and rather than improving Nigeria's situation is only getting worse. I don't know any single thing that one can mention that the All Progressives Congress has improved upon. The All Progressives Congress inherited from the People's Democratic Party the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, started by the presidency of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua in 2009, perpetrated by the presidency of Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan 2011 to 2015, and perpetrated by the All Progressives Congress till date. And in addition to that, as from 2015 till date, empowering, and protecting the herdsmen terrorists. Yes, the herdsmen terrorists dates back to the 1980s, but they were not armed with AK-47 as we have been seeing it under the under the regime of the All Progressives Congress. So it has been a case of worse than never before. And since the ascendancy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the bad economic situation has been worsened and compounding the insecurities of life and property. We are reading that 48 hours after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited Benue State to commiserate with them over the killing of about 200 persons, that another village was attacked by the same herdsmen terrorists. So I must say that all well-meaning Nigerians should be happy that the coalition is seeing the light of day and has applied for registration. And one cannot imagine why the Independent National Electoral Commission will not register the party. But what about the viability of the party? That is where Nigerians must be very keen on how the party is organized and run, what choices the party is making, because we don't want retrogression anymore. We want progress in a land flowing with milk and honey, in a land blessed with abundance of petroleum, yet suffering in the midst of plenty. Denied enjoyment, while some people are getting stinkingly rich at the expense of the overwhelming majority. And as a matter of fact, that was what led to, let us be sincere with ourselves for once. It was the economic injustices that led to the formation of the Boko Haram Muslim community. It was not because of any political person, as people are saying. No, no. The name says it all. Boko Haram. That those who possess Western education are using it to commit haram. Take the concept of fuel subsidy. What are you subsidizing? What fuel are you subsidizing? With which money are you subsidizing fuel? So, concept like that cooked up to shortchange Nigeria and Nigerians. And of course, removing subsidies from basic necessities of life to be subsidizing pilgrimages. Unimaginable things like that. So when you are perpetrating haram, using Western education, abusing Western education to perpetrate haram, the leaders of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities unilaterally amended the constitution of the union to be extorting a percentage of each member's monthly salary monthly. So what is in the name of a workers' union? That is what leadership has become. Exploitation of fellow human beings. Worse than that, a workers' union sitting on the allowances of the workers, getting allowances from the employer in the name of the workers, to be shared to them as if they were your slaves. So all this type of garbage should be swept under the carpet. But I tell you, the signs must be seen. So now we have a kind of north-south equity in terms of producing the president. But it's not complete. It's not whatever is well done is well done well. So north-south equity must be balanced with zonal equity. No part of Nigeria must be marginalized. That is the meaning of the federal character territory. And so I personally, and I believe many other people in town, are happy that Peter Obi is part of this coalition and that he represents the zonal justice we are talking about, insofar as we have not seen any other Igbo person contending the presidential post with him, and that as a former governor, he has not done worse than any other person that we know, and he has some things to his credit. Yes, nobody is perfect, but his imperfection will be made up for by the other members of the coalition and Nigerians in general. But this robbing Peter to pay Paul, robbing Nigerians to subsidize Hajj while paying workers less than living wage, and making the workers and their dependents miserable, while making pilgrims comfortable at the expense of Nigeria. Meanwhile, pilgrimage is a personal affair. And we must get to a point where we respect the Constitution of Nigeria that prohibits state religion, while the rulers continue to impose Islam and Christianity on Nigeria. For what reason? If you cannot practice your religion as a private enterprise, then give it up. We are made by God for God, not for religion. Not for religion. We must get that very clear. And our constitution, if it is not good in any other part, it is good in that part. But Nigeria politicians are neglecting it, sidetracking it, even after swearing in the name of Quran or Bible to uphold it. They are not respecting it. So where is the religion even? Other than abuse of power to please the imperialists, the religio-political imperialists. That we should say enough is enough. So the coalition takes the place of military intervention. Because if you don't have military intervention and you cannot organize to overthrow the entrenched power, then you are the most miserable people that anybody can find in the world. But this same coalition was used by the All Progressives Congress with falsehood, deception. We are going to sell petrol 50 naira per dollar, per naira. When they get power, we saw what they do. We heard that they said that they have increased fuel money. Don't worry, we will bring down the fuel money, only to increase it in the name of a fraudulent concept, fuel subsidy, when there is nothing like that. So the viability of the coalition is in no doubt, because the situation of Nigeria is ripe for it. But the characters organizing it have been part of the corruption of Nigeria. Nevertheless, it is time to change this All Progressive Congress that has nothing for Nigeria other than empty promises and deception. We will bring down fuel money only to raise it. But President Tinubu has also made a commitment. If I fail to give you electricity, don't re-elect me. And he has not. So if he's fooling us, are we to be fooling ourselves? So let the drivers of the coalition display transparent justice and indicate that the rot in Nigeria will not continue. I am particularly demoralized to hear. I was particularly demoralized to hear Atiku Abubakar saying he told Obasanjo to eradicate Boko Haram, a movement that is protesting the prevalence of haram in Nigeria. You ask Obasanjo to eradicate it, but Obasanjo did not, and Atiku lied that he did. So and is one of the chieftains of the coalition. So I'm saying all this so that he and those who think that Boko Haram must be eradicated should have a second thought. And of course, since 2009 to date, you have not been able to eradicate Boko Haram. And it was my prayer to God that you will never eradicate Boko Haram, because it's a Protestant movement against Boko Haram. Abuse of Western education to exploit the society. That is what it is. And that is the order of the day, with particular reference to northern Nigeria dominated by Muslims, from which the Boko Haram movement emerged. So what justification have you to be fighting a movement protesting haram, the pervasive, devastating haram, the sole thing wrecking Nigeria? So I hope that I've presented my message to the coalition and to Nigerians in general. The All Progressive Congress has done more than enough. They have exhausted their chances. There's nothing to expect from Tinubu, who promised to continue the policies of Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari, and that is what he has been doing, even worse than them. His policies have even worsened the situation. So Nigeria is worse than Tinubu inherited it. What else do you want to expect from Tinubu? Nothing.